Love them knives here. What do we got? Kizer Microlith. Micro is the key word here. Nick Swan design. He also did the Matanza knife for Kizer. That was another collaborative. And this Microlith. Do you see a frame lock in here? No, you don't. It's a liner lock. Wow, looks the same on both sides. Nice clean look, huh? But it's still titanium. Oh, and it's still a flipper. But we don't have a gigantic flipper tab. We have a few. I think my biggest flipper tab ever has been the Nadeau Evo Typhoon, right? That is a big dog of a flipper tab. Not my favorite in that regard. Otherwise, I love the knife. Look at this. It still flips open. You don't need it that tall. It can be that tall. Nice. You can get this in carbon fiber as well. Oh, by the way. Give me that. See? Carbon fiber. So it'd be a liner lock as well. Look the same on both sides. Wouldn't be carbon fiber on one side, titanium on the other. I know you guys just love that half and half. War of the Worlds, but I don't. So thank God for that. Thank you, Kizer. Very nice, very light. I think it's around 2.8 ounces. Now, can you flick it with your middle finger? Yeah, you can. You can get your other finger out of the way when you do it. Little choil right there up front for sharpening. S35VN blade. There's your model number. I'm sure there's more information on the box. 2.47-inch blade. There are lots of layers of protective boxes here, by the way, as they've gone and done their new type of packaging. There you go, and you get your paperwork, and then in here there's a microfiber cloth, and then inside here there's a Velcro pouch, and inside that is where you put your knife. So that in there, and your paperwork on top, and the box has magnetic closures, and then the box goes in a slip cover. This is very kind of a velvety feeling cardboard, whatever it is. There's the knife, by the way, and here's my scales. Grams. 78 grams for all practical purposes. Let's roll around 2 ounces, 2.75. Very light, gonna be right there. Let me see, what do we got here? The Mini Doman, which happens to be a Kizer. 2.84. Okay, so almost the exact same size. Let me snap this one out. Snap this one out. But which one's bigger? Now the Mini Doman looks gigantic, doesn't it? And it's not. It's actually under 3 inches. This is under 2.5 inches. Now let's get the tape on here. This is insane. That's really close to 2.5, don't you think? 65, 63, 64 millimeter blade length. Overall, close to 6 inches. 15 centimeters. Right there. Let's see blade stock. Let me see if we got something here. 0.114. 2.9. So, not quite 3 millimeter, but really close. 11.86. So, 0.46. 0.46 thickness. It's an open design. Obviously, it doesn't look like they've done any weight relieving up here. Obviously, you have a liner in here, so you had to, take out material here to lay that liner inside. which looks like it's supported somewhat by this pocket clip as well. And you know what? This does have a very light detent. So I wonder if that's going to vary based on this setup here. Centered. Take a look at the lockup. 20 to 25%. Pretty squared up. Looks good that way. You know, as far as ergos go, well, I mean, it's really a 2.5, a 3-finger knife. I got 3. And my thumb up here. So, yeah, you got that. Yeah, it's all right, but I can push this out real easy. Okay, so it's not a snappy flipper. And let me see. Come on. Yeah. See, I usually can't do that to a small bladed knife. So I would say this is well under a 5 on my detent scale. I'd call it a 4.3, somewhere in there. It's pretty light detent. Then again, that may be okay with you. And I don't know how strong it needs to be, especially if you're going to finger flick it. And there you go. That's almost, yeah, there you go. I have a little difficulty because I'm catching it here and not letting it come out, but also it's a small knife. It's just not as easy to finger flick as a larger bladed knife. But yes, you can do that. And it's contoured titanium. You got this little anodized titanium around the pivot. Looks like you can access the pivot from either side with a number 8. The blade shape looks nice. Let me see if we got a piece of paper we could cut on. Okay. That's good. It's sharp. Like the fuller on both sides, gives it some style points. Yeah, it's dressy. I like the design. This is a small knife I could warm up to. There's just, you know, a great, nice design there. It flows. That flipper tab is super muted there. It's an open design I usually like. I mean, I would have liked a little bit of a backspacer just to come up to here. Pocket clip looks interesting. I don't know why they couldn't have pulled it down just a little bit here. You know, kind of centered it out on the scales. Does that look like it's just kind of riding high? Hard to say that you really even need a pocket clip with this. When you get to these little tiny knives, it's almost a keychain knife, and you notice there's no lanyard hole here. Now, whether you could use this back standoff, you might be able to. Maybe. But I don't think it was really made for you to be able to do that. Bestech swordfish. You know, and even if you change this perspective here, you know, it even looks smaller in comparison. But this, I mean, you've got slip joint, right? You got slip joint knives that are bigger than this you throw in your pocket. But yeah, I think the pocket clip, I don't know why they didn't bring it down. Maybe, I guess, because they had to support this liner. And that's probably the whole reason that it's like that. So let's take a look inside. Yeah, let's check it out. And number 6. I mean, hell, let's see if we can make something horrible out of a good thing. It's always me with my tools, like, let's scratch it up, tear it up. Okay. Are we gonna turn the whole pivot? Are we really? Oh, wow. Are we really gonna have to go down this road? I mean, what does it take to finally let you go? Wow. Somebody got real enthusiastic with some, which side's the actual? There it is, finally. Wow. I mean, somebody got on that baby with a whole lot of thread locker. Something got a hold of it, for sure. That was just rude all the way around. It looks pretty clean on the inside. There you go. Well, son of a gun. The finish is a little funky right there, isn't it? And look at that. Wow. Okay. You'd think that would have been a little nicer done than that. Am I just bitching or moaning, or should that have been a little bit more attention to detail? Ceramic. Okay, that looks reasonable. And obviously, no flat spot on the pivot. On the pivot at all, to keep it from spinning. Wow. Yeah, you gotta rethink that stuff. There's stuff in there too. I think they got plenty of goop. Wow, that's unfortunate. I usually don't have quite that much trouble getting these things apart. Nah, no point in popping the washers out. Just wanted to see inside how this little honey comes together here. And it looks like it's supported both ways by both of these screws coming through here and keeping that lock bar in place. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that copper natrix subframe lock in that regard. Well, okay. Ceramic detent, ceramic bearings, and a little bit of unfinished business here. It is. Let's see if we can throw this dog back together, and usually this pivot, no, that's strange. So the pivot screw was on this side. I don't know if it really makes any difference to these manufacturers which side the pivot screw goes, but in this case, you know, actually, I want to swap that out. I'm going to swap it. I'm going to put the pivot through the front. I know it's not that big a deal, but I'm going to put it through the front. That's the way most of my knives are, and the screws in the back, so I don't care. That's the way I'm going to do it. And put this to the back, and then of course, let's flip this over, if that makes any difference. And where's my Throw it on. Get out of here. There we go. Just like that. This should be all I need. There it goes. Click that puppy into place. Throw this back in here. Come on, baby. Wow. Okay. Okay, that's much better, and it's still centered. And no blade play. Okay, so we can make it really drop pretty nice. So yeah, that's a better deal, and I'd never taken this apart before, but yeah, it's definitely improved things. Wow, did they put enough thread locker in there? Wow, that was impressive. Yeah, that's much better and getting better. Still not easy to middle finger flick a blade that small. But yes, the flipper action is much better. A little bit of a backspacer would have been nice on this, and that didn't happen. But the overall design and function of the knife is nice. It's just a lighter detent than I would have preferred, really. Take care. Thank you so much. You know what we do around here. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.